Imagine the wind whipping across a neon desert as Prince Adam lifts his sword and roars, "By the power of Grayskull!" A golden muscle-bound hero bursting with glowing strength. Now cut to a diner, a slick pompadour catching the light, sunglasses on, Johnny Bravo flexing and yelling, "Hey mama!"
Mama, can I just tell my story?
While getting swatted by an annoyed waitress. He-Man versus Johnny Bravo. Who would actually win this crazy matchup? Meet He-Man. He-Man first burst onto toy shelves when Mattel launched the Masters of the Universe action figures in 1982. A TV cartoon, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, followed in 1983 and made He-Man a household name. He-Man is Prince Adam of Eternia, who transforms into He-Man by raising the Power Sword and saying, "By the power of Grayskull." He is brave, noble, and the classic superhero. Big heart, massive muscles, and a strong sense of duty. In his universe, he protects Castle Grayskull and fights the dark plans of Skeletor. It's like having a bodyguard who can bench press a building. The cool thing about He-Man is how he started. Mattel needed action figures to compete with other toy companies, so they created these muscular warriors with wild vehicles and battle creatures. The toys came first, then the cartoons followed to give kids stories to play out. That's why He-Man's world feels so imaginative. It was literally designed for epic playtime adventures. Castle Grayskull became one of the most iconic toy playsets ever made, and kids everywhere wanted that skull-shaped fortress in their bedroom. Meet Johnny Bravo. Johnny Bravo started as a short on Cartoon Network's What a Cartoon in 1995, created by Van Partible, and then became a full series in 1997. Johnny is a dim-witted, Elvis-like, sunglasses-wearing ladies' man who is more confident than clever. He lives with his mom and usually tries, and fails, to charm women, ending up in ridiculous and funny trouble. He's a comedic lead, not a world-saving hero. His role is to make you laugh while somehow surviving every mishap. What makes Johnny special is that he came from a college animation project. Van Partible was a student who created this character as part of his schoolwork, and it was so funny that Cartoon Network picked it up. That's like doing your homework and accidentally becoming famous. Johnny represents that classic cartoon tradition where the main character is lovably clueless and gets into trouble because of his own ego. He's not mean-spirited, just hilariously overconfident and totally oblivious to how everyone sees him. He-Man's greatest strengths. Let's talk about what makes He-Man such a powerhouse. First up is his superhuman strength. He-Man routinely lifts and tosses massive foes and machinery. His strength is narrative level, meaning it's shown as nearly limitless when the plot requires it. If the story needs him to hold up a collapsing mountain, he can do it. If he needs to throw a giant robot into space, no problem. This guy makes professional weightlifters look like they're lifting cotton candy. Next is his combat skill. He's trained in swordsmanship and wrestling-style moves, using both strength and technique to defeat enemies. He's not just swinging wildly, he knows how to fight smart. Then there's his magic sword and artifacts. The Power Sword is a transformational artifact and, in lore, a key to Grayskull's power. It's not just for show, it's literally magical and connected to ancient forces. Finally, there's his leadership and allies. He-Man usually has support from allies like Teela, Man-at-Arms, and Battle-Cat. He doesn't work alone. He's got a whole team of warriors, inventors, and magical creatures backing him up. When you're facing down Skeletor's evil army, having friends like that makes all the difference. Johnny Bravo's surprising strengths. Now, Johnny might not seem impressive compared to He-Man, but hear me out. First, there's his street-smart survival. Johnny somehow survives wild slapstick situations, accidents, and run-ins that would have flattened ordinary people. Pianos fall on him, he gets chased by angry crowds, he tumbles off cliffs, and he always walks away fine. That's actually pretty impressive. Second is his physical fitness and reflexes. He's muscular and surprisingly nimble when needed, especially for comedic action. When the show needs him to dodge something or move fast, he can pull it off. Third, and this is important, is his cartoon immunity. As a toon, he benefits from exaggerated resilience and reality-bending comedy beats. He bounces back from hits for laughs. In cartoon world, getting hit by a truck just gives you a funny-shaped lump, not a hospital visit.
Well, how do you feel?
I feel exactly the same. Say, you don't happen to have a couple of heads of lettuce I can gnaw on, do you?
Finally, there's his confident distraction technique. Johnny's ego sometimes distracts people, which can accidentally help him. While villains are busy being annoyed by his flexing and pickup lines, strange things happen that work in Johnny's favor. It's not strategy, it's pure dumb luck combined with cartoon chaos, but it somehow works. He-Man's weaknesses. Even mighty heroes have weaknesses. He-Man's power is strong, but often limited by story rules. Sometimes magic or cunning can beat him, especially if Skeletor uses a clever scheme instead of direct combat. There's also his over-reliance on strength. When brains or stealth are needed, He-Man's brute force approach can be less effective. It's like trying to fix a watch with a sledgehammer. Sometimes you need a gentler touch. Johnny Bravo's weaknesses. Oh boy, where do we start? Johnny's biggest weakness is his overconfidence. His biggest fight is actually with his own ego. His arrogance gets him into trouble constantly. He assumes every woman wants to date him. They don't. That he's the toughest guy around. He's not. And that his plans will work. They won't. There's also his lack of combat training. He's not a trained fighter at all. Most of his wins are completely accidental. He trips, something falls, chaos happens, and somehow he comes out okay. Finally, there's his predictability. He uses a small set of moves: flirt, flex, fail, repeat. Anyone watching him for 5 minutes can figure out exactly what he'll do next. Intelligence. When it comes to smarts, He-Man has practical battlefield intelligence and leadership abilities. He can read a fight, make tactical decisions, and command troops. Johnny has street-level wit and improv for comedy. He can think on his feet when he's in ridiculous situations, but it's not the same as actual strategy. The verdict? He-Man holds the tactical edge for a real fight. Johnny's brain is like a GPS that only knows directions to the nearest mirror. Courage. He-Man faces world-ending villains who want to conquer the universe and destroy everything good. Johnny faces awkward dates and angry neighbors who tell him to leave them alone. One requires legendary bravery, the other requires, well, thick skin and the ability to ignore rejection. He-Man wins this round by a mile. Physical ability. He-Man's strength and sword skill completely outclass Johnny's biceps and attitude approach. Sure, Johnny is muscular and looks strong, but He-Man can actually lift castles and battle giant monsters. He-Man dominates physically, no contest. Experience. He-Man has led many battles and teams, protected kingdoms, and defeated countless evil schemes. Johnny mainly has sitcom-style misadventures, like getting kicked out of diners or accidentally ending up in wrestling matches. Big advantage, He-Man. It's like comparing a general who's won 100 battles to a guy who once won an argument at the grocery store. Support and team advantage. He-Man's team includes trained fighters and magic users who can actually help in serious situations. Johnny mostly has his mom and neighborhood kids who think he's silly. If both heroes called for backup, He-Man would get warriors and wizards, while Johnny would get his mom telling him to come home for dinner. He-Man wins the support category.
There's got to be something we can do.
Too bad we can't plug it up somehow.
That's it.
But what can we use? There's nothing in here big enough.
Fun facts. The voice actors and creators behind these characters are fascinating. He-Man's original Filmation voice cast included John Irwin, who gave He-Man that heroic, powerful voice. Johnny Bravo is voiced by Jeff Bennett, who perfectly captures Johnny's Elvis-like swagger and comedic timing. Both characters have legendary catchphrases. He-Man shouts, "By the power of Grayskull," before transforming, and it became one of the most recognizable lines in cartoon history. Johnny's catchphrases include, "Hey mama" and "Whoa baby," always delivered with maximum confidence and minimum success.
And the home of the losers. Okay.
These characters have become huge meme moments online. He-Man's "I have the power" scene has been turned into countless gifs and jokes. Johnny Bravo's failed pickup lines are meme fuel all over social media. Both characters prove that being memorable is sometimes more important than being successful. The Strength Showdown. When it comes to raw physical strength, this isn't even a contest. We have to give this one to He-Man, and honestly, it's not even close. He-Man can lift entire castles, throw boulders the size of buildings, and move mountains with his bare hands. The guy literally has the power of Grayskull flowing through his muscles. Johnny Bravo tries his best. He flexes, he poses, he grunts dramatically, but let's be real, he's all show and no go. He once tried to lift a car door and it bounced back and smacked him right in the face. That's like comparing a superhero to a guy who got his muscles painted on. In any test of strength, He-Man would win before Johnny even finished flexing. Winner, He-Man. Who looks cooler? Now here's where things get interesting. Sure, He-Man is a powerful warrior and prince, but let's talk about his fashion choices. The man wears furry underwear, boots, and has a bowl cut that looks like his mom did it with a mixing bowl. He's heroic, yes, but stylish? Not exactly.
That was very dangerous, Alina, and not very smart.
Oh!
Johnny Bravo, on the other hand, thinks he's the coolest cat in any room. And you know what? His confidence almost makes it true. That pompadour alone could be seen from space. The sunglasses, the tight black shirt, the swagger in his walk. Johnny brings style to everything he does, even when he's failing miserably. He might not win fights, but he definitely wins the fashion show. Winner, Johnny Bravo. Brain power. When it comes to actual intelligence and thinking things through, He-Man takes this round easily. He's a trained warrior, a prince who leads armies, and someone who actually makes plans before jumping into action. He protects entire kingdoms and makes wise decisions under pressure. Johnny? His main strategy is flex harder and hope something good happens. He walks into walls, gets rejected constantly, doesn't learn from his mistakes, and somehow thinks his hair has magical powers. If these two played chess, He-Man would win in 4 moves while Johnny would still be trying to figure out which piece is the muscle guy. Winner, He-Man. Heart and spirit. Both of these guys have huge hearts, just in totally different ways. He-Man fights for honor, justice, and protecting innocent people. He's noble, brave, and always does the right thing. That's classic hero material right there. But here's the thing about Johnny. Despite being completely clueless and failing at almost everything, he never gives up. He gets rejected, laughed at, and knocked down constantly, but he bounces back with a smile every single time. That takes a special kind of courage. He helps people, stays optimistic, and keeps trying even when the universe keeps saying no. They both have incredible hearts, just expressed in completely different ways. Winner. We've got a tie. More fun facts. The original He-Man cartoon used limited animation and repeated moves you can spot if you look closely. Back in the 1980s, animation was expensive, so studios would reuse the same sequences over and over. Watch carefully and you'll see He-Man use the exact same punching animation in multiple episodes. It's like when you wear the same outfit 2 days in a row and hope nobody notices, except He-Man did it for years. Johnny Bravo helped launch many animator careers and had celebrity guests like Adam West appearing in episodes. The show became a training ground for animators who went on to create other famous cartoons. Final verdict. If it's a straight-up fight where He-Man uses the power sword and full strength, He-Man wins almost every time. He has the training, allies, magical artifacts, and the narrative weight of being an actual hero. His experience in battle, combined with his supernatural strength and magical weapons, makes him nearly unbeatable in any serious combat scenario. If the fight is ruled by cartoon logic, pratfalls, and an unlucky pie to the face, Johnny could survive or accidentally win. Bystanders would call it a miracle, and Johnny would never tell the truth about how luck saved him. In a world where pianos fall from the sky and banana peels change the outcome of fights, Johnny's cartoon immunity could make the difference. So here's the breakdown. In strategy and battle tactics, He-Man takes it every time. In cartoon chaos and slapstick situations, Johnny might grab a surprising win. Most realistic scenarios favor He-Man by a huge margin, but in meme-land or fanfiction crossovers, Johnny's odds go way up because comedy can break any rule. Strength, He-Man won. Style, Johnny Bravo won. Brainpower, He-Man won. Heart and spirit, we got a tie. So from 4 rounds, He-Man won 2 and got a tie compared to 1 round for Johnny and a tie. So, sorry Johnny, but He-Man is victorious. The truth is, both characters are winners in their own universes. He-Man wins battles and saves kingdoms. Johnny wins laughs and teaches us that confidence, even misplaced confidence, can get you through tough times. They represent 2 completely different types of heroes. One is legendary and mighty, the other is lovable and hilarious. We need both kinds of characters in our lives. Who did you root for? Drop your comments below and tell me which matchup I should cover next.